Welcome in to Rock Hard Ball, part of the Dogs Media Network at College Football Dogs. Let's get rock hard. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another edition of Rock Hard Ball. As always, I'm Karter. That's Weezy. No Clyde today. He has already made his commute back to the homeland for the holidays. So no Kelly's Kingy Rankies tonight, unfortunately. Maybe fortunately, yeah. So yeah, he's not here, but we're still here bringing you the contents. As we mentioned before, obviously Thursday is Thanksgiving, so we will not be doing an episode the rest of this week, which is why we, of course, made a point to be here on Monday, which obviously we haven't been very good about those for the most part, but we're here today, so it's a good thing. As far as what we got going today, since this is the only one episode, we'll do recap and preview for both college football and the NFL, and then we will do a Rock Hard Takes, doing the best things about the winter holidays or underrated. I don't know what we.
Something about winter holidays.
Something about winter holidays. We'll kind of set the rules as we get there, maybe. That's gonna be Rock Hard Takes today, and then again, no Kelly's Kinky Rankings. So it's kind of what we got on deck. And that being said, don't really need to, I guess, mess around anymore. Let's just get into it. First thing we'll do, recap Week 13 in college football. We got to see the playoff picture take a lot more shape this week. In terms of teams being pushed to the brink of elimination, and other teams probably getting about as close as they can to securing a spot. So we'll just go down here in ranking order. We'll lead off the big game of the weekend. Indiana and Ohio State. Ohio State ends up going out with the win 38-15. Early on, it looked like Indiana might win this game and maybe win it in convincing fashion. They score right away.
Yeah, it opened up 3-0 from Ohio State. Indiana immediately goes and scores a touchdown, and then GG's.
Yeah.
Wraps.
Yeah, after that, it was all Ohio State. They outscored them 28-0 after that first touchdown from Indiana. Actually, might have been even more than that. I don't know for sure. At least until the fourth quarter, they outscored them 28-7. And yeah, they were just in control really for the entire game. After that, those first couple drives, proving, I think, again, that they are a legit title contender, and I think we were all right about Indiana. They weren't quite ever going to be a real contender for the title, but I think Indiana kept it close enough to at least prove that they, absolutely shouldn't be left out of the playoff. And as we get into some of the other matchups, it's not going to matter anyways.
Yeah, they're in now. But bad news for Ohio State, though. I believe center and left guard.
Yeah,
went down.
Yep.
Kind of big game next week. Be a shame if that plays a big factor in it.
We might be reaching.
I fully throughout this day. We will talk about it later in the show. I've fully convinced myself, man.
Okay. Peter's here again. Peter Porker is.
What up, Peter?
Yeah. So Peter's.
What's
here.
Peter saying?
He just said Peter here again.
Oh,
yeah.
Shout out, Peter.
Just letting us know. He'll be here hanging around. Anyways, back to the games. Texas took care of business. We both predicted that one, I believe. 131-14. Kentucky's given some teams some trouble, but I think we were both in agreement last week that they felt like this is a spot Texas would probably just handle.
They've given people trouble, but again, I keep thinking we keep only saying that because everybody remembers that Georgia game where it was like a one-score game.
They also beat Ole Miss. I know, but still.
But I feel like every week we say Kentucky's going to give people games. They really haven't outside of Ole Miss and Georgia, which if you look at hindsight, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. They play Tennessee kind of close. They lost by 10, but whatever. Either way, yeah, we don't get to spend much more time there. Penn State survives against Minnesota, 26-25. Another one where we said that we could see a realistic scenario where Penn State struggles and possibly even loses this game, and they got damn close. I don't know if they ever really trailed, I guess, after like the first half, but they were definitely uncomfortable there for a little bit.
No, still don't trust them. They're not very good. It's every single week. I don't know who can win the national championship. We knew Penn State was out.
I think Penn State's has been out for a while on that.
And then obviously we keep talking more teams. I don't know who the fuck can win it.
Yeah. Let's talk about a team I think actually might have a chance to win it. Notre Dame. They beat Army 49-14 at home. I know we said it again like on Thursday, and feels like we say it damn near every episode, but I just want to keep reminding people. It's like I feel like there's too much discourse on Twitter about like so we're just giving Notre Dame a mulligan. It's like, yeah, we kind of are because that was a long time ago that Notre Dame lost that game to NIU, and they have dominated since then.
Yeah, they've beaten the shit out of everybody. Really Saturday night we were out. not really in the state, but we were talking just about like typically like whatever team gets the hottest in sports typically has the greatest chance to win, and that's when it like doomsday hit me that like as of right now the hottest team in college football is Notre Dame and like have a very very legitimate chance to win it all, which would suck for everybody.
It would be brutal. Also, I guess shout out Army and the troops. Fortunately, we kind of knew this was coming, but yeah, hey, fun year. You're 9-1 still. Still have a chance to probably win the conference. Still could win their conference, so it's exciting. But yeah, that was just it was never gonna really be real for Army, I don't think so. But again, congrats to Notre Dame, another good win. Let's talk about Alabama, who did not get a good win. Highlight of the game for Alabama was a field goal in the first quarter, believe it or not, against a lowly Oklahoma team who has been very bad this year. They lose 24-3. It's on the road, but Milroe throws 3 picks, and Alabama just gets completely dominated for virtually the entire game. And they are somehow still being talked about by some people to maybe get into the playoff, but they absolutely
they're out. They're fucking out. Like, it's one thing to lose nail biter to Oklahoma. He lost 24-3. They're done. If I hear another peep of Alabama in the playoff, we have problems.
You will.
How though? Like, what's the justification there?
Dude, you have no idea how hard an SEC schedule is.
God, I'm terrified of Jackson Arnold, man.
The justification is going to be that they beat the shit out of LSU and Missouri, who are both teams that just shouldn't be ranked.
They're not good, and then
they've had the win against Georgia that they damn near blew, lost to Tennessee close on the road, lost to Vanderbilt on the road. But I don't care who the fuck you beat, who the fuck you lost to. Can't lose 3 games. You're out.
No, I agree with you. It's not close.
Speaking of, Peter Porker's asking, is Mizzou better than Bama? Unfortunately, we already saw that game play out. I don't think they are.
I don't know though. In front and back.
Yeah, maybe on any given Saturday, maybe between basically everybody in the SEC. It seems like right now. Yeah. Like, yeah, you guys are right. The SEC seems like they have a lot of good teams that you could all beat up on each other. But the problem is that you still need a couple of teams to beat everybody else. Otherwise, you're just not gonna have anything happen for you.
The problem is, it's like, yeah, it's a different thing if it's like top 5 like are all beating each other. It's like, no, we have like Vandy winning big games. That does not tell me
that Kentucky beat Ole Miss.
Huge. It just tells me it's not a great year of the conference.
Yeah. Okay.
Just say it.
Peter's still talking about his sister. About how Mizzou should be ranked and be in the playoff for his sister. Remember that from Thursday?
Yeah. What did he say this time?
He just said, "Remember the cancer. I'm not a fan. # no bias." So Peter still wants Mizzou in the playoff. I don't know if it's going to happen though, Peter. I'm sorry. Let's get to other games. Miami actually surprisingly won in a pretty dominating fashion, 42-14 over Wake Forest. Feels like the first time all year that they've won a game confidently.
Yeah, and good time to start doing that.
Yeah. Speaking of Ole Miss, lost to Florida on the road, 24-17. Again, Florida has been playing better later in the season, but just another example of like can't lose to a team that came into the game 5-5.
No, I mean, I literally like I said it last episode. I was like, you had the Anakin Skywalker Jackson Dart.
Yeah,
got to win out.
Run table.
Huge game against Georgia. Like this would be a game Lane Kiffin and them just drop, and they do. And part of it's on Jackson Dart. You can't throw 2 picks in the last minute. They're out. See you later. Another SEC team we won't have to worry about.
Yep. Goodbye. Georgia.
It's just
really good win against UMass, 59-21. I'm sure this will be a huge resume booster, which once again just is proving the dominance of the SEC. So that's big time, right?
Yeah.
Also, what was the stat I saw? Oh, UMass has played more SEC teams that have records above 500 than Texas has this year.
Yeah, that is.
So that's fun. But yeah. Tennessee, same thing. Beat UTEP 56-0. Good job, I guess. You won. Boise State beat Wyoming 17-13 on the road.
Kind of a close one.
Yeah, kind of a close one. Maybe a little scary. But they were also leading the entire game. So I don't know. They get out unscathed. They're winning for Boise State. Just don't lose, and you'll be okay. GT had 19 carries for 169 yards and a touchdown,
and dropped way more in odds. So
dropping in the Heisman ranking.
Travis Hunter, congrats. I just don't get it.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Because There's still a very I get it's more games than what Barry had, but like there's still a very realistic chance that he could, with a couple good games, break the record.
Yeah. And obviously, we'll talk about what the other guy did.
They count stats all the way through conference championship weekend, don't they?
I don't know about that.
I kind of think they do count conference championships.
This would be a perfect time for Clyde to check in, but Losers at home.
Also, Peter wanted to clarify. No, it's literally not for me. I said no bias, so my bad. I will not forget that again. I don't know why. Sometimes when people comment, they come in to the comment happened before the show, which I don't know how that happened. It says powering current. It's from Greg Gard's account. Powering current Manning cast members: Peyton, Eli, and Owen and Luke Wilson.
What does that mean?
I think we're just supposed to rank them. I don't know. I don't think there's any.
Name them again.
Peyton and Eli.
Yeah.
And then Owen and Luke Wilson.
What would you rank them?
I'll probably go like Peyton, Owen Wilson,
Eli.
Eli. Not an Eli guy.
Yeah, okay. So I would have gone Peyton, Owen, Eli, and then Luke.
Yeah. I mean, I always picked Eli for the whole breaking the Patriots' perfect season because that was great. Stuff like that. But the whole he's an automatic first ballot Hall of Fame. He's a very average quarterback for the entirety of his career except for 2 playoff runs.
Yeah, but unfortunately it'll just forever be remembered. Yes, rushing records
do count conference championship games. So GT's got a shot.
Okay, he does, yeah.
Thank you, kind sir.
No, obviously, let's not go down like an Eli Manning, little.
Yeah, no, I know.
No, you're right.
That's my reason.
His actual career was incredibly subpar.
Also, Luke Wilson a little underrated because Owen gets all the love.
Well, because Owen's just that guy.
I am. Double check. I am thinking the right Luke Wilson here. Yeah,
you are.
Yeah, ridiculous 6 Luke Wilson. I think of him from that old school. It's a good movie.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I was 99% sure I was thinking of the right guy, but.
The issue with Luke Wilson though is that he was in so many fucking just god awful fucking movies. Owen Wilson has just a lot of actual bangers.
No, Owen Wilson's awesome. I actually briefly considered putting him over Peyton just because he's one of my favorite actors. But
okay, I mean he's really good. A standalone movie of Owen Wilson. Have you ever watched one of those?
Well, no, but you gotta think of Owen Wilson when him and Vince Vaughn are tearing it up.
Yeah, and Vince Vaughn's tearing it up, and Owen Wilson's a nice little bump up Vince. I watched The Internship on Saturday night when we got back. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, Owen's good. He's really good in Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, he's great.
That's probably the one where they're probably the closest in terms of
No, Vince Vaughn's still so much better.
Well, I didn't say that he was better. I said they're probably the one that are the closest.
What do you mean?
In terms of carrying the storyline of the movie, right?
Yeah, but it's.
Oh, Marley and Me. It's a good standalone movie by him.
Yeah, I mean,
just not as much of a true comedy though.
Well, no shit. Yeah, I watched that 2 weeks after we put my yellow lab down when I was 10.
Well, that was a bad idea.
That was
fucking watch that.
Miserable.
That was a bad move by Brent.
Yeah. And we were in Arizona. We were at the Grand Canyon. Why we watched the movie, I don't know.
Yeah. Here's a complete 180 for you. Cody Rhodes WWE superstar or sister Lana Rhodes?
Say that again.
WWE superstar Cody Rhodes or his sister Lana Rhodes?
You gotta go Cody, right?
Yeah.
What we're certainly not going to be doing on this is just going down the point.
Yeah, no, Peter want to say that, but last time you thought I was silencing him, so I wanted to.
No, I want him forever. I'm just that's one we probably shouldn't go down.
Yeah,
because talking about pieces, some people might not know what we're actually talking about. Where do you start ranking porn stars? It's pretty obvious what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, we still have more football games to talk about. I guess we could do that. SMU played Virginia. Another dominating win for them, 33-7. I get it's nothing crazy, but I mean they're taking care of business every week in the ACC. I think if they win next week, they should get in no matter what too. You just can't leave it. You can't leave out 11-1 teams.
No, you can't. They'll be in.
So yeah, for what's happened in the SEC, BYU's meltdown continues. Lost Arizona State 20-23. Way bigger story in this game though was the fact that they had the students rush the field, tear down a goalpost, and there's still time on the clock.
Yeah, and then even better, Hail Mary is caught, but just a yard short.
Yeah.
one of the crazier situations like of all time, like watching like the entire stadium just on the sideline of like the last play was ridiculous. But yeah, BYU, really fun while it lasted, but see ya.
Yep. And now Arizona State probably looking at making the playoff.
Yeah,
they would, I think, be the obvious pick to win the Big 10 right now. Big 12, excuse me.
Yeah, they have to be.
Well, yeah, because now, well, shit. Let's skip over this one for a second. We can't do two crazies in a row. Let's actually get to Kansas, Colorado, since we're talking about the Big 12. Kansas's run continues. Good pick by UEs on the round bets. But yeah, they just jumped Colorado right away, 10-0 in the first quarter, and just don't really look back. They end up winning 37-21. Shooter tried to assault a ref, and in the frustration, Colorado now 3 losses, 2 in the Big 12. I don't know all the tiebreakers are in the Big 12 now, but there's now 4 teams that have 2 conference losses. So I don't know who the hell gets into the conference championship game right now. All I would say is I have the most confidence there in Arizona State.
Yeah. That's what I was also going to talk about with like the Heisman shit, like Travis Hunter hitting the Heisman post 2 times in a game where you lose by 2 scores. 16, it's like, come on. It's obnoxious. Then the other like story of that game was Shorter Sanders just getting just
when you got just upended.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Just dove at his feet. That was a ridiculous play. And the fact that there was no flag on that was bullshit.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. All right, let's go back to just insanity because it was supposed to be 2 games in a row, but again, we skipped it really quick for the Big 12 talk. A&M and Auburn. Again, another real just tough game for a ranked team in the SEC going into 4-6 Auburn. You really do have to feel for Texas A&M, having to do this. But they go in there, they get down 14-0 right away. Game ends up going to overtime, then second overtime, third overtime, fourth overtime. Should have went to a fifth, but I don't know what the guy's name is for Texas A&M, but just drops the ball in the end zone. And Texas A&M loses 43-41, quadruple overtime to Auburn to once again eliminate an SEC playoff team.
Stacking up, man. No, it's every single like. Then again, we could have told you from this jump, A&M was not a very good football team. Had big wins. Their one loss or one of their their lost to open the year is now like kind of void, right? Since Notre Dame's playing just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Ball.
It doesn't look like a horrible loss.
But then again, that was before
the loss by 24 to South Carolina, though, was the real.
Yeah, that was the kicker. No, it's again we're eliminating SEC teams. So what's that? 4 got eliminated this week. Them, Bama, Ole Miss.
3.
Could have sworn there was another one.
I don't think so. Because South Carolina already had.
We'll eliminate Peter's sister with cancer.
They were already eliminated. Oh. They were already eliminated. I would say South Carolina was already eliminated before this week. When they won, anyways, right? I don't even know. I don't even know if they played.
So we got 3.
Anyways, yeah, but yes, Bama, Ole Miss, and A&M. I think all eliminated themselves. So we had this whole scenario planned out where it was like, oh, we could have this nightmare where the SEC has a bunch of 2-loss teams. Nope, they all lost to just like 500 teams. So
yeah,
just glad that's the rest. Let's finish up, though, with the games. Clemson beat the Citadel in a tough-fought game, 51-14. South Carolina did play. They played Wofford, 56-12. Iowa State won in a very close one against Utah, 31-28. Didn't something crazy happen in that one, too? Did Utah got called for a holding on the Wasn't there like was that last week? I think last week they had like a defensive holding on a field goal.
I don't fully remember.
God, I can't think of what I'm thinking of. Because Utah's coach AD like ripped the refs.
Yes, I think that was last week. Almost positive that was last week.
Yeah, I can't remember. Damn, that's annoying me. What it is, but. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to spend time on that trying to figure it out, but they lost. So Iowa State stays alive for a possible Big 12 championship game berth, I guess.
Yeah.
So there's that. Missouri did win 39-20 over Mississippi State, who's the worst team in the conference. So, but shout out, another win for Missouri. Shout out, Peter. Then finally, Illinois did beat Rutgers 38-31 on the road. So
2 teams. You got 2 more teams.
2 teams, yeah.
Every time.
Oh, see, finally, like, as in the top 25 teams. Let's do Michigan first.
All right. Going bowling.
Yeah, and 50-6 over Northwestern. Yeah, I didn't watch a lick of this game, so
no, it was pretty much just ground and pound. Every run in the second half, I think, went for 40 yards. Just beat the shit out of. First off, if you let this year's Michigan team put up 50 on you, got serious problems. Not good. No, they looked for the first time ever like a truly dominant team, and hopefully that rejuvenates the boys for next week.
Oh yeah. So we're back. Nebraska's back. To all you fans out there, the reign of terror is near. Sorry, Holgerson's gonna be back next year. We're gonna put up 60 a game. Talking to you directly, the fans. We're back. So dropped 44 on Wisconsin. Big time game. I was there. Amazing feeling. Just like really was just the weight lifted off the shoulder. It felt surreal, which is sad to say, really, in hindsight, for a sixth win of a season. But you know what? I'll take it. We'll take it. It's a good feeling to just finally get the bug off. Also, I mean, doing it against Wisconsin too, little added bonus. Haven't been able to beat them in what 11, 12 years. So yeah, very big win for Nebraska. Feels like the biggest win they probably had since their last national title win. I'm not like I don't feel like that's really not sugarcoating it by much for how big of a just rut that they were in. And to get that monkey off the back, I think is huge. Like we said on Thursday, or I did at least, that I was getting to the point where it felt like I just wasn't gonna believe that they could win that sixth game until they just did it. Like I wasn't gonna get my hopes high because it just felt like insurmountable at this point. But give Dana Holgerson a blank check. Gotta keep him here because he's dramatically turned this offense around in a hurry. I might eat my words immediately if they come out and just shit the bed next week against Iowa. I don't think that's going to happen though. He was playing guys that we just hadn't seen all year that just had big games all over the place. I think he kind of proved that his statement that he made earlier last week about like the position coaches just kind of fell in love with guys and just would look elsewhere. And I think he proved that was a very real problem. We got guys in the field who want to play. We're going to play well. And yeah, they get the win. It's very, very good feeling.
One question. Storm on the field, yay or nay?
Yeah, so I've talked about this with multiple people already. Kind of mixed feelings to a point. I would say, though, I do lean that I wouldn't have wanted to see that.
The good news is there's kind of like a fake field storm. Like there wasn't that many. There was not that many people.
Which, and again, like that's the part where I do kind of get it. It's been 8 years. You think about it, kids that are freshmen right now at Nebraska, like the people who are like, for like the act that you've been there before crowd, they haven't. They were kids. Like I mean, we were young. Like, freshmen were 10 years old when Nebraska last made a bowl game. So it's like you have to understand that part of like they probably weren't even watching football unless they're like the select few like us that like ball knowers. But like seriously, like they really didn't know it. And again, like you said, it was just the students. So I'll give it a pass. Like I'm not like mad about it by any means, but like I also am kind of like it's rushing the field for 6 wins. But don't ever rush for 6 wins again. But this is
you can never again.
Yeah, no. You can get away with it this time. Never ever rush for a bowl eligibility ever again, unless you do it against like a top 10 team.
Yeah,
that's my thoughts, and I feel like that's kind of the consensus for most people.
When I first saw it happening, I was like, really? Like, are we serious? And then you were like, yeah, okay, it's only students. There's not that many actually people on it. Like, if there was a full blown storm the field for that would be one of the more like little brother like things to ever do.
Yeah,
honestly, in terms of, but yeah, no, it's just the students, obviously like seniors.
And again, technically, it was a rivalry game. Like, there's a trophy. I mean, it's a fake one, but
yeah, no, I get what you're saying though. But all in all, congrats to our teams for going bowling.
Yeah, for sure.
It's never gonna obviously happen, but I would just love if there's like, all right, these two can go fucking play in a bowl in Hawaii if they want.
Well, yeah, the awesome thing for us too is like if both Nebraska and Michigan like win next week, we're gonna end up with like really good bowl games just because the brands, like the fans travel and stuff like that. So it's like I know most Husker fans or like the reporters like that think that if Nebraska beats Iowa next week, they probably get into what I think it's called the Relia Quest now, but it was like formerly the Outback Bowl, which I think is pretty well recognized as like kind of like that, just that next step down, but like beneath the New Year's Sixes. The only downfall of that is that probably means, I believe that was an SEC tie-in, and that probably means Nebraska's going to play one of those like 9-3 SEC teams. They're probably going to be like underdogs, like 2 touchdowns to get into that one. But hey, who cares?
How mad would you be though if like it comes out and it's 9-3 Alabama?
Yeah, that'd be tough. I'd be like,
what's the spread on that one?
I think it's got to be Alabama by like 14.5, right?
Yeah, probably. No, will it though? Because I'm trying to think of guys who wouldn't play for Bama.
Oh, Milroe wouldn't play.
Milroe,
okay, yeah.
for sure.
So that probably brings it down a lot. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking,
I don't know who else doesn't play, but
because I'm thinking Michigan.
That's a great point.
Michigan in 2019, I think it was.
I think Nebraska's entire team will play. Like, I can't really think of any guys who wouldn't on Nebraska's team, because I just saw some discourse about that on Twitter just today about like which guys in the Nebraska team don't play in terms of like getting ready for the NFL, stuff like that. I mean, there'll be guys who know they're going to transfer that might not play, like even though like those guys probably wouldn't have played it anyways. Yeah. But in terms of guys like going to the NFL, I don't know if there's anybody that's a high enough prospect this year for Nebraska, where it's like for something that's this big of like a moment for Nebraska in terms of playing in a bowl game again. I think they might all play.
Well, the whole discourse like now, because obviously for like it's been a long time since bowl games actually genuinely like fucking meant something if you weren't in a New Year's Six bowl. So like obviously I don't think if Nebraska even plays, they don't give a shit about the game or the result. It's like the biggest thing these days now is like, okay,
those extra weeks
you get 3 weeks to now practice, especially with the guys who get to graduate early. That's why I know Michigan fans kind of shitting themselves a little bit, because it's like if we don't beat Northwestern, obviously we're not likely to beat Ohio State. We don't get a bowl game. Like Bryce Underwood doesn't get to come to campus then until the spring, which would have sucked. So now like he gets to come for all the bowl practices, which my dad pointed out to be funny that like at the bowl practices it's gonna be like, oh fuck, this high schooler is clearly our best quarterback.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, can he just play?
Yeah, seriously, that's a great point. No, but yeah, the development just for everybody, but with making the bowl games huge, which is why it was such a big thing for Nebraska to finally do, I think. And yeah, it's good for any program to make bowl games, obviously, but yeah, it's a good feeling. So. All right, that does it for college football for last week. And that being said, we're right at the 30-minute mark, so it's a good time to take a quick break. So we'll go to commercial. We'll come back. I guess we might as well preview the next week of college first, and then we'll go to NFL. Just kind of keep them separate. So we'll preview week 14 in college football when we get back from break. So you listen to Rock Our Ball, part of the Dogs Media Network at College Football Dogs. We'll be right back.
On the College Football Dogs website, you'll find a main page that features some of our biggest and newest stories. Our conference pages for content related to your favorite team's conference. Our team store, where we have products that are available all year long, as well as gear available for a limited time only. Our podcast page, where you can see when one of the 12-plus College Football Dogs podcasts is streaming live on social media. Our subscription page, where you can join our Discord. If you're interested in becoming a contributor at College Football Dogs, email us at info@collegefootballdogs.com. If you enjoy any College Football Dogs content, we really do appreciate any donations you can make by visiting the donate page on our website or scanning the QR code here.
College Football Dogs, for the fans.
Alrighty, welcome back to Rock Our Ball, part of the Dogs Media Network at College Football Dogs. Quick reminder, if you haven't already, feel free to check out the socials: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, whatever. Follow us there so you can keep up with what we got going on. Of course, we try to be live Mondays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. Central as much as possible. Sometimes Mondays are a little hit or miss, so make sure you're following the Twitter account so you can kind of see if we ever need to cancel or anything like that. But we're going to try and stay as consistent as we can with going 2 days a week. But again, if you are new, Thursdays is definitely, we're pretty much always here except for this week, of course, with Thanksgiving. But anyways, back to business here. Previewing week 14 in college football. So big games, a lot around the nation. I will say, most of the time I just kind of rip off of my knowledge ball when we do previews like this. I'm a little bit disappointed in myself. Probably should do a little bit more research for this preview. I also kind of forgot we were doing the preview today until like a few for the show. But in terms of like tiebreakers for that and scenarios for who's getting into conference championship games,
It's like the issue is it's like a nightmare. It's a nightmare situation in almost every single conference except 2, right?
Well, so I know ACC, SMU, I think, right? Or no? Yeah, SMU's already in, I think. I'm just gonna look at the standings really quick. I know, like at least every I think. Damn, you're okay. Yeah, so SMU's already in the ACC.
Is Texas already in the SEC?
I believe so. Army and Tulane are already set for the American, which Tulane could actually matter because if Boise State loses, they'll be the next one that gets.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going on in the Big 12 because there's 4 teams that are at 6-2, and I feel like they've all beaten each other at some point because it's Arizona State, BYU, Iowa State, and Colorado, and I feel like they've just like all lost to each other. But I know they haven't. At BYU and Colorado played, I don't think.
No.
Anyways, Oregon's already in the Big 10.
See, and then that's the thing.
Ohio State goes in if they win.
Yeah, if they lose, who gets in between Oregon, Indiana, Penn State?
I believe it's Indiana.
They all lost to Ohio State.
I think it's Indiana.
Like that's like I don't understand why because they lost by the most
I don't
points.
know either.
Right? Yeah, Penn State only lost by like 7.
Is it overall point differential?
Maybe.
I feel like I saw it was Indiana, but I don't know for sure because they've outscored Penn State in the point differential by a lot. They have quite a leg up on them there. Wait, do they? Yeah. Yeah, they have them by like 85 there. Anyways, okay, other ones to look at. Mountain West, Boise State's in, and then it's either UNLV or Colorado State. I don't know who's has a tiebreaker there. That one doesn't matter as much in terms of that one's more just like if UNLV gets in, that makes it a much tougher state for Boise State.
Yeah,
a much tougher game. Pac-2's already decided. Oregon State won that one, so that's
okay.
Something to note. And then SEC. Shit, I don't know if Texas is in already because they have 3 teams that have 2 losses and Texas has 1 in conference. But Texas is also, I don't know. Georgia's stuck at 2. I don't know. Who the hell is Georgia? Oh yeah,
Georgia plays Georgia Tech on Friday.
Yeah.
So assume Georgia wins.
Well, they're already like they're done with conference play because it's just conference records that matter.
Oh yeah, shit. So Texas plays them. I mean, here I don't fucking know.
Oh, so the winner of that game gets in, I think.
Between Texas.
Yeah, I think I actually did see that. I think the winner of that game gets in.
Okay.
So A&M's playoff hopes are technically not dead. They can beat Texas and then beat Georgia.
And I also just checked that spread's only 5.
Yeah.
It's because it's at A&M.
Yeah. No, there's a real chance that A&M still wins that game. Okay. Well, I think we figured that out for the most part. The one I still don't know what the fuck's going on in the Big 12, and I don't really care. Like whoever wins that conference, I think it's stomped in the first round, right?
Yeah.
No matter who they play. Peter Porker said peep comment. I don't know what comment we're looking for here because
probably one of the above ones.
Oh, probably the cancer. I don't know. If it's not that one, I don't know which one he's talking about. Because if you're talking about Cody Rose, Lana Rose, we already did that. That was his last comment before the peep comment. I don't know. Peter, if you could elaborate, that'd be helpful. Okay, well, we kind of have that figured out now. So now let's go back and look at the games. So Memphis is playing Tulane. Memphis is 9-2. Tulane 9-2. But they're 7-0 in the American. So they already have their conference championship game spot secured. However, like we just said, if Boise State is to falter here in these last couple of weeks, Tulane is next in line for 5. So they obviously just need to keep winning in the American. I guess you never know, though. Well, no, actually, never mind. I was about to say you never know what happens if Boise State were to, if they go 11-1 regular season, they lose. No, that doesn't make sense. If Boise State loses this week to Oregon State,
yeah,
and then so they have 2 losses, but they beat. So they win their conference championship game, right? So they're 11-2 conference champions. Tulane and Army play in the American championship, but Army beats Tulane. Does Army get in?
No.
They would take Boise State.
I think Boise's in any of those situations just because of where they've been ranked the entire time.
I think if Boise State loses this week to Oregon State and Tulane wins, I think Tulane gets in over them.
Yeah, I think so too. Again, I don't think Boise State gets to the conference championship. I think win or lose.
No, I don't think it's win or lose because it's the highest Group of 5 champion. I don't think they're ranked high enough to get in on a at-large bid.
What are they right now?
They're 12.
Oh, I thought they climbed higher than that. Then yeah, you're right.
Well, that's also, I don't know, because the actual playoff rankings haven't been released yet, but in the AP, they're 11. And then, oh my God, it's a massive VRBO ad. Oh my God, get off my screen. What were they last week? They're 12 in the CFP last week.
Okay, and they probably actually won't climb because of how close the game was. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So yeah, I think they absolutely have to win there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Boise, the easiest thing is just win out.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're good enough to where it shouldn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh wow, Ryan Schreiber in the comments for the first time said discuss Anthony Edwards' MVP chances.
High. I don't know. I don't know what his season averages are though, because there's a bunch of guys putting up like really like gaudy numbers for absolutely no fucking reason. Like why LaMelo Ball's
he's averaging 30 a game. Yeah.
Makes no sense to me.
Let's see.
I know Jokic
is at 28.
Difference like with LaMelo, that team's so fucking bad where he'll never get a vote even if he continues that.
Yeah, Ant's 28, 5 and 4,
which is then very high because that Minnesota team's going to win a shit ton of games. High. I mean,
Jokic is averaging 30, 14, and 11.
Yeah, Jokic is like without a doubt clear cut number one. I would imagine one of probably Donovan Mitchell because I mean they're 17 and fucking 1.
Giannis is at 32, 12 and 6.
Also won't matter. That team's been god awful.
I feel like they probably bounce back a little bit by the end of the season.
I don't think so. That roster construction is brutal. They
traded. How bad do you think it gets?
It's not good. I mean, whenever Giannis gets off the court, it's a massive problem, and you can't play that guy 40 minutes a game. Like I said though, I think they have to take a Cleveland guy like in the. I would guess right now odds makers would have Ant probably top 3, maybe 2. Also, what's Shea putting up? Can you look that up? Because Thunder are also
28, 5 and 6. Luka's at 28, 7.5, 7.5.
My guess would be if the Wolves find
Anthony Davis has been very good this year. I know,
great too, but again, I don't think they'll have the record for it because the MVP now also is like, are you a top 2 seed?
Yeah.
I think if the Wolves get the 1 seed, I have very good chance Ant wins it unless Jokic keeps putting up these bullshit numbers.
Which he might.
Which he very easily could. But I would still not put my money on Ant winning it, no.
Yeah. Trevor, thanks for the comment. Appreciate it. It's really fun. Did you see Trevor this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You saw him too.
Yeah. No, I know I saw him before you did, though, like before you were with us.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just kind of funny that we see him for the first time like a year and a half, and then he just happens to be in Rock Hard Ball Night. So.
Oh, no, me and him talked about it for like 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes a lot more sense then.
Yeah. When you said, where did I go?
We
remember you're like, where the hell have you been? I was like, I was talking to Trevor for like half hour.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense now.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Back to the games. Oklahoma State plays Colorado. Game's kind of a non-starter for me. It's Black Friday though, so it'll be very watched. Would have been a more fun game if Oklahoma State would have held up there under the bargain. What could have been a fun game here at the end of the year, but
yeah, I mean,
who would have thought Colorado would be at 17 in this matchup to start the year?
I could have told you, given that Oklahoma State was starting Al Bowman this year. He's just fucking awful, but no, Colorado will win big. The worst case for like non-Travis Hunter lovers for Heisman is like one huge game here, and it's all about raps, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I really hope that that doesn't happen. I want GT to win, but let's see. Ole Miss plays Mississippi State, Egg Bowl. I mean, assume Ole Miss wins, but you never know.
No, they will. I mean, Mississippi State's god awful.
What? I wonder when the last time Mississippi State's going to winless in the conference.
Probably last year.
No. right? No.
I might have been. I mean, they've been really bad for a very long time.
Take a look here. 23.
I'm really hoping that says
Nope. They got a 7-3 win over Arkansas.
Okay. But yeah, that was like
it wasn't that long ago that they were like solid.
6-7 years ago.
2022 they went 8-4. So
really,
yeah,
would not have known that.
And then won the Rely Quest Bowl, which Nebraska might go to against Illinois. So
okay,
actually went 9-4. You must feel really fucking stupid right now. Huh?
Okay, all right. Next,
yeah, they had Will Rogers at quarterback.
That is right. Yeah. Fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I did too. Okay, back to the games. Georgia Tech and Georgia. Again, Georgia should win.
Yeah, I have to take care of business. They will.
Getting to Saturday though, Tennessee and Vanderbilt. Tennessee's going to be favored by 10.5 on the road. Never know though with Vandy. Obviously,
if Vandy's frisky, we all know that, but gotta think Tennessee here.
Yep. South Carolina and Clemson, big game. More for Clemson's sake. They need to win to still.
That's at Clemson, right?
Yes. Still a chance to get into the ACC championship.
Yeah, I mean, I like Clemson. It's gonna be a close game.
This game will probably tell a lot about like honestly
how good
the ACC really was.
Yeah.
Because we know the ACC and Clemson aren't that good. So if Clemson wins this game, I don't care that it's at home like against South Carolina team who everybody's using as like a point two for the SEC.
Okay, but then I also like there's the counterpoint of like Clemson did kind of get boat raced by a team earlier this year.
Yeah, but I feel like if you play that game again, that game's not going to end that score.
Yeah, because that was before Carson Beck, turned into Carson Beck.
Needs an extra.
Don't say it.
You know what? UTSA and Army favored by 7. I mean,
go Troops.
Bounce back, we're in. Illinois Northwestern. Illinois favored by 7.5. For being rivalry week, a lot of the ranked rivalry games are just
they're all bad this year.
Yeah, Illinois favored by 7.5. Again, have to assume they win. Illinois took a chance to chance to finish 9-3. So Maryland and Penn State. Penn State's favored by 25.5. It's also boring. Notre Dame maybe could get tested on the road to LA this season. I feel like at this point, the way that these two teams are playing, I feel like 7.5 is actually not enough for Notre Dame.
Yeah,
it's more just the history, rivalry.
That's the thing. Like, I don't care. Last week of the year, obviously, it's like I also don't really care what the spreads say, because like games come down to much more than like spreads. And obviously, we'll talk about the game that I'm gonna obviously fucking care about. It's like I don't care how bad or how good a team is in a rivalry game. It's like
rivalry games change things.
It's gonna be war no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Auburn, Alabama play Alabama by 11.5, which again it's at Alabama, but going off what you just said, like rivalry games are always tough. Auburn is coming off of their best win of the year.
Yeah,
Alabama's coming
off their worst loss in ages. Well, no.
Well, pretty bad.
Yeah, Vanderbilt was great at the time. So,
but again, I feel like the one. I don't know. Like you could go two completely different ways because it's like Auburn's got some momentum. Alabama's kind of reeling, but then at the same time, it's like Alabama like really wants to kick the shit out of Auburn right now. Auburn's riding maybe a little too high, so I don't know what to think about that one. But I think
it's in Tuscaloosa though, right? Yeah, I'll lean Bama then.
Miami, Syracuse. Miami's going to be favored by 10.5 on the road, but they have to win the ACC championship game. So I don't know who holds the tiebreaker between Miami and Clemson because they have not played, right?
No, they have not.
So I don't know who's supposed to get that tiebreaker, but I don't know if you want to try and look it up, but because that's basically what the ACC coming out to is just Miami and Clemson both win. I don't know who has the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
While you do that, Cal and SMU. SMU's favored by 13.5 at home. Again, just keep winning. They win. I feel like they get themselves in the playoff. Right?
Yeah, probably.
Raiders 11-1, undefeated in conference play. Arizona State, same thing. I believe if they win, they're in. So give themselves a chance to playoff. They're going to be favored by 9.5. Should have a good chance to. Missouri, Peter, if you're still out there, shout out. They're going to play Arkansas this week. They're favored by 3.5. So see what happens. But I don't know. Arkansas might win that game.
Slight chance. What I'm looking at now saying Clemson has the tiebreaker. I don't know why though.
Interesting.
What
kind of mess do we get in the ACC?
It's saying hold up. If all teams tied are not common opponents, then the tied teams that defeated each other others tied teams. I don't know what the fuck this is saying.
How much of a mess would it be though in the ACC if Clemson wins the ACC title?
What's up?
If Clemson wins the ACC title in a close, like well played game from both teams, like SMU, whatever, loses like on a walk-off field goal to Clemson in like a 34-31 game. Like both teams played really well. Then you have 11-1 Miami, who got left out of the ACC championship game. You have 11-2 Clemson. Yeah, 11-2 Clemson, ACC champion auto bid, and then you have 11-2 SMU, who lost in a really good game in the ACC championship game. And like, do you punish them for playing in the ACC championship game?
No, you don't.
Like,
while we're talking about this, though,
but
it's like at the same time we just eliminated 3 SEC teams. Like now there is more room for teams.
I know there's more room, but like the whole argument before was that was there even like room for those SEC teams to begin with?
Yeah, true.
So because we're gonna have 4 Big Ten teams. That's, I feel like, basically a done deal at this point. Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, Indiana all get in. Just assume Boise State's 5, Big 12 champions 6, and then
Wait, what was the final score of that SMU Virginia game?
What?
Who did SMU play this past week?
Virginia.
Yeah. Okay. So they're clinched, which we obviously already talked about. So I'm reading this article that's saying what needs to happen.
You think SMU? Oh yeah, clinch for the title game. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, no. It says Miami does, because this is saying Clemson needs Miami to lose a game.
Okay. Well, then that basically takes away that chaos scenario. So, damn, that would be really fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Where was I? All right. Yeah. Missouri, Arkansas, Indiana's playing Purdue. Not mover. Oregon, Washington. Oregon favored by almost 20. I have to assume that they win that game. Maybe it could be a little closer than you think, though. Texas favored by 6 on the road to A&M, like we mentioned. Again, big game there for the SEC.
God, imagine if A&M wins.
It's
just going to be such a fucking disaster.
Well, yeah, if you get an A&M conference champion, then that's when you'll have 10-2 Tennessee, 10-2 Texas, 9-3 champion, or no, 10-3 champion A&M. Well, no, it would be someone has to play A&M in the championship game, so then
beat Georgia. No,
Georgia. So you could end up with a 10-3 Georgia, 10-3 A&M champion, 10-2 Texas, and 10-2 Tennessee.
They're all getting in.
Probably. Which actually, that's probably not that crazy to say that both teams don't get in. But I don't know. Again, I think I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere that the winner of the A&M Texas game gets in. But I also thought that for some reason that Texas got in no matter what. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. Whatever. K-State, Iowa State. Iowa State has to win, obviously, to have a chance to make the Big 12 championship game.
They do. K-State's slipping. K-State's slipping like crazy. So very good chance that happens.
They haven't looked good recently. They lost 2 of their last 3. Did bounce back with a big win over Cincinnati, though.
Yes.
Who's been bad. And then I think what was there? 2 more on this. UNLV, Nevada. Again, UNLV is training in the Mountain West championship game, which makes things more interesting for the Boise State factor. And then finally, BYU plays Houston, and God knows at this point they might lose. So, all right, that's that for the top 25 teams. Let's talk about our teams. We'll do mine. Well, not mine, but Nebraska first. Black Friday, primetime this year. It's usually earlier, usually like 11 a.m.
What's it, 6?
Yeah, it's 6:30 on NBC. So primetime in Kinnick Stadium. Iowa's going to be favored by 5.5. Nebraska coming off their best offensive performance of the year, probably their best offensive performance of the last, 2 or 3 years, in terms of like an actual like Big Ten, solid opponent. So riding high a little bit. Would love to see the offense continue to work that way. Iowa, though, has not been great this year, but they've been very solid. They also lost to UCLA, but at the same time, they kicked the shit out of a team like Wisconsin, like Nebraska did. They also kicked the shit out of Minnesota, who's been a solid team this year. So I don't know what we're going to get in this game for sure. I'd love Nebraska to win, obviously. Always want to beat Iowa, and it would help for getting into a better bowl game, stuff like that. But at the same time, like, if this sounds like absolutely insane to say, but if they somehow get into like a high scoring affair with Iowa and like lose close, I won't be very super upset. Like now that they're the bowl game, that was the big goal of the year. But this would be like cherry on top to get to that 7-5 mark, and hopefully just have another really good offensive showing to prove that it wasn't a fluke. And I really don't think it was. I think the Holgerson thing has been huge. I think we really just seen that, which also a little bit of an indictment against Rule that it took him this long to realize that there was a very serious problem at offensive coordinator. But at the same time, let's just hope it's fixed now, and then we don't have to worry about it going forward. But let's see.
No, I like Nebraska's chances a lot. High scoring, not possible in that game. Especially, I just looked; it's supposed to be like 20 degrees.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So,
I
right here. I don't think we're gonna get like a 40-40 game out of those teams.
Iowa has had some surprising.
I like Nebraska's chance though, because again, if
I do too, yeah.
The way they move the ball against Wisconsin, like they can do that against Iowa. I don't know how much Iowa can do it.
Nebraska also has one of the best rush defenses in the country, and Iowa just rides Caleb Johnson over. Yeah. So, yeah, no, I like Nebraska's chances to win. I was also saying like, kind of getting ahead of it a little bit. Like, if they do lose, like in just a non-ugly fashion, like I'm not gonna like be super upset about it. Anyways, let's talk about the game.
Yeah,
Ohio State favored by 21. Weez already mentioned earlier, you might be getting a little delusional. What do you think Michigan's going to win?
No, I think this game's going to be close regardless. I don't see a world in which like they lose by 50. Could be crazy of me. Probably is. Two factors here. Third coldest game ever in this game somehow, which is only supposed to be like 24 degrees. But again, the fact that it's the third coldest ever is pretty shocking to me. I don't know why. I just, especially after seeing Nebraska's O-line get banged up again, lose your starting center. I forgot which other lineman get hurt. Maybe left or right guard. I don't fully remember.
Left guard, I think.
Like outside of
it's supposedly like their two best linemen too.
Yes, and like we can shit all we want that Michigan's been bad this year, and they have, and they're not going to be able to move the ball against Ohio State. But like at the same time, the one like true bright spot of this Michigan team has been that D line. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you have the two tanks in the middle, and then
they're missing their interior linemen.
And they're missing their two interior linemen, and then Stewart's been, I think, PFF like #1 edge rusher in college football this year. So I'm just saying, I just don't know if I'm gonna if we can see like a world in which Ohio State's gonna just put up 50 on this team. And I think it's not on too, because the over/under on that game's like 39. With like
I don't think it's gonna be a blowout by any means. Obviously, yes, I don't like. Logic tells you that Michigan shouldn't win, but you do make like good points. Like you have logical like whatever, you have a leg to stand on in like terms of like trying to make an argument for Michigan winning the game. There are real points there. It's like, let's not forget, like again, like Nebraska is a team that got just boat raced by Indiana, and then the next week came out and like still didn't really play necessarily great on offense, and had a chance to drive the field to tie Ohio State to end the game.
100%, like in Columbus too.
Yeah, in Columbus.
And also like obviously I'm saying that they can't move the ball, but like past 3 years, Michigan's been able to run the ball. Obviously, it's not the same O-line, but it's just what we do against this team. So I don't know. Am I over like these past few days kind of psychologically telling myself like we have a chance to win this game? Of course I am. That's what I should be doing.
Yeah, no, that's what you got to do. Rivalry
week. Season has
especially in a year, where you've had a bad year. Ohio State's riding high. Like
Ohio State.
Ohio
State did what we did last year. They reloaded. They spent $20 million on the roster. I don't care if the defending national champions go 7-5. If we go 7-5 and fucking beat Ohio State, it's a win of a year.
Yeah, fair enough. Coming from Jerry here, don't think that Rule didn't notice the problem, just didn't want to address it, avoiding controversy, and didn't want to take the fault on it. And I think that's right. But that's also like kind of a problem. Like I get want to protect your friends, but at the same time, like gotta at some point. Yeah, I'm glad he eventually did.
There's a reason why you're losing football games.
Should have happened there a little bit earlier, but whatever. Notice it now, and hopefully it's solved. But we'll see.
Also, last thing on Michigan, I think I saw like the spread is like the third biggest ever in the game history. Like one was in the 80s, one was in like the late 70s, and they were both like 22, 21, 20 Ohio State. Both times Michigan won the game by 10 plus.
Interesting.
Little fact, for the boys, just to
all right.
give us more hope.
Hell yeah. Weezy is getting delusional. We love it. All right, let's take another quick break. Come back. We'll do NFL. Try to make that a little bit quicker than college, but big week in college football, so I had to break it down. But we'll go to commercial. You'll listen to Rock Hard Ball, part of the Dogs Media Network at College Football Dogs. We'll be right back.
On the College Football Dogs website, you'll find a main page that features some of our biggest and newest stories. Our conference pages for content related to your favorite team's conference. Our team store, where we have products that are available all year long, as well as gear available for a limited time only. Our podcast page, where you can see when one of the 12 plus College Football Dogs podcasts is streaming live on social media. Our subscription page, where you can join our Discord. If you're interested in becoming a contributor at College Football Dogs, email us at info@collegefootballdogs.com. If you enjoy any College Football Dogs content, we really do appreciate any donations you can make by visiting the donate page on our website or scanning the QR code here.
College Football Dogs, for the fans.
Alrighty, welcome back to Rock Hard Ball, again, part of the Dogs Media Network at College Football Dogs. Getting to the NFL now, recapping Week 12 here in the NFL season. So right away here, Vikings-Bears. Vikings win 30-27 in overtime, but, I mean, they did about everything they could to try and lose that game.
Heroics.
And yes, they somehow still come out with the win. But
First off, huge cover for us. Big boy cover. It was awesome. No, I mean, the Vikings, you feel like a jackass saying a 9-2 NFL team's not good. But like I keep finding myself and you keep finding yourself. It's like I don't think the Vikings are very good.
Mm-hmm.
And deep part of me thinks that like Vikings fans know that they're not very good.
I think they do. I have one of my best friends is a diehard Vikings fan. He's told me all season, he's like, I don't trust them like at all. And like oh my god, specifically Darnold, he's like it doesn't hold up. He's like, this is a collapse.
He threw 4 picks against Jacksonville.
Yeah. No, only 3 picks. They kicked 4 field goals.
Oh shit! Yeah, my bad. Yeah. So no, I mean, congrats to the Vikings, I guess.
Yeah.
Bears just, I just feel bad for Bears fans.
I mean, I guess on the flip side,
obviously
this is really the best game of Caleb Williams' career.
Oh,
so far,
without
right?
a doubt. Obviously, Packers fans, you're not going to feel bad, but like, just 3 literally of like the worst 4 ways to lose in 4 weeks is like just, it's flat out ridiculous.
No, I'm not gonna lie. When the Bears were relying after that field goal, I was like, God, how funny would this be if it got blocked?
I was right there with you. I was like, this Big Cat tweeted it. Like, and me, he's like, they're gonna block this one, aren't they? That's like a Bears mindset, not like, oh, imagine. It's like they're probably gonna block this.
Yeah. It's most likely gets blocked.
Like I generally do feel bad for that. I mean, it's just the worst way to go.
Yeah, it sucks, but whatever. Dolphins beat the Patriots 34-15. They are rolling. That's really just going to come down to, was it too late?
Yeah, which it probably was, but
I don't know. They have 6 losses with the 17-game schedule now. It's like you can probably still avoid another loss. I mean, you can still afford another loss and get in. Just you probably can't take 2 though, which is a lot. That's
still a long season. There's still a lot of season left.
So we'll see. But so they're 11 games in. 6 games left. You got to go 4-1 or no 5-1. It's not undoable, but it's tough, especially when you're already kind of on a streak right now. You won 3 in a row, so you're asking yourself to finish the season 8-1, which is again a tall task, but we will see. That's basically all I have to say, I guess, on that one. Buccaneers and Giants. Bucs just dominated, which I think we all probably saw coming from a mile away. The Giants are horrible. I did think it was very telling, though, which is also really funny because you don't usually see rookies do this. Malik Neighbors just like giving the middle double birds to the Giants front office. He said something about like, well,
like it wasn't a quarterback problem.
Or no, he said talk to Dable, or I think he called him Dabes, about why he's like hasn't got the ball more. And then also he was like, yeah, I mean, we're still losing. Like it's like no different than like when Danny was playing. He's like, so I don't really know, what that was about or whatever. Like I don't remember exactly how he said it, but.
Yeah, and then he was like, "So it ain't the quarterback."
Yeah. It's like he basically says it's not the quarterback. So yeah, a little bit.
By the way, I kept seeing fake tweets. I don't know if did Dable actually get fired?
No.
Okay.
So I don't want to As far as I know, he hasn't.
My Twitter thread went crazy of like, you know how everybody's got like burners and
Yeah.
the fake reporter ones. I saw like so many saying Dable got fired.
No,
What the fuck's going on
I'm
here?
pretty sure he does. I mean, just when that happens, if I'm really not sure, I always just go check like Schefter or Rappaport. It's like it's usually pretty easy to figure out
Yeah.
if it's real
To be
news.
fair,
like,
I didn't
in the
really
tweet.
look into it because I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah, no, I think as far as I know, he's still the coach of the Giants. Cowboys Commanders. Cowboys somehow won this game 34-26. This game was the Vikings Bears, and it was crazy. This one was 3 times as crazy. This game was just on crack.
Yeah, Turpin with just the hardest spin move I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
that was disgusting. I was like, oh my god. I said in real time. I remember saying like, oh my god, what are the Commanders doing? Like, how do you let this happen right now? And then they showed the replay. I was like, oh my god, like that was a.
It was very Deshaun Jackson-esque. Remember the
little
muff
pause and then the quick
when
spin gone.
when he bobbles the punt.
Yeah,
that I mean it was that.
Miracle in Meadowlands. Is
Yeah,
that what they call that one? Yeah.
We need to have a conversation about the Commanders are just the biggest frauds of all time. They've still yet to beat a winning record team, I believe. You lose to Cooper Rush in this Cowboys team, you got problems, man.
Yeah, that's a fair point. At the same time, though, I mean, it's like their last 3, like I said, their last 4 losses. Every loss they've had this season, other than the season opener to the Bucks, has been by 1 score or less.
Yeah, and they're 4 really good teams outside of, or 3 really good teams outside of the Cowboys. I don't know. It's just, again, it's like look at their wins though.
Yeah, no, I know their wins aren't good, but
like the win against the Bengals is fine. But
Cardinals a good win, 42-14
Cardinals was a good
on
win.
the road.
That was kind of for lowly Browns, Panthers, Bears, Giants. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, I think you're still very excited as a Commanders fan. Like,
yeah, you have to
look good all year.
Games and Jane Daniels looks like the best
Exactly.
quarterback. Yeah.
And I mean, listen, look, this team isn't written off from the playoffs or anything by any means. Obviously, you've greatly fallen out of the division race now with the Eagles on fire and you falling now to drop 3 in a row. But still a very viable option for the wild card spot. I don't think they're going to completely just fall off the wagon here. Like, I don't think or the wheels are going to come off the wagon. I think they still probably win maybe 9 games. Probably fair to say.
Yeah, it's fair.
At least. Them finishing 2 and 3, I don't think would be out of question at all. And they get the Titans and Saints next. So
there should be 2 wins.
The Cowboys again. You'd think that they'd beat the Cowboys at least 1 out of 2 times. So, you know, you go 3 and 2, losses to the Eagles and Falcons, you're sitting at 10 and 7.
Yeah.
Pretty good spot. Chiefs Panthers, for all the memes about Bryce Hill and the Panthers doing it, they damn near did.
God, that would have been so fucking awesome too.
It's been hilarious if they did.
I think all of America was rooting for it. My house was like,
yeah,
like when they got the 2-point conversion, we were like audibly cheering. Yeah. And then we also were like, fuck, there's like a minute 30 left, and that's Patrick Mahomes. All right, that was fun.
So Chiefs once again go down the field and just kick a field goal and win. I think I saw something that was like they have the lowest point differential of like any team in NFL history that's been like 10-1, whatever. So that's crazy. Titans Texans. Texans somehow lost 32-27, which CJ Stroud officially in a very evident sophomore slump. He's so lucky that guy was kind of like tackling him in the end zone because I feel like people aren't talking enough about
the whole running out.
He was 100% like gonna like step up by like.
I mean, he kind of did first, yeah.
He kind of still did step on the line.
No, this Texans seems weird. They looked unbelievable to start the year. Maybe a little bit hyped up against like teams wins against like Chicago, who turns out aren't very good.
Mm-hmm. They did beat the Bills though.
They did beat the. I don't know. I mean, here they'll be fine, right? Collins came back. Like they're getting healthier. They'll be fine down the stretch. I think.
I don't know. See, Stroud has been like not very good. They're going to win their division, obviously, because their division's horrible. But like, I don't know. I don't trust this team really at all. I was way off in terms of like I think I picked them like to be the 1 seed in the AFC because they do play a horrible division, and I thought they were going to be really good this year. But I don't know. We'll see. If Stroud can get this figured out, they'll be fine. Obviously, like you just said, I guess. But I just don't know. He's just kind of seems off right now, and they're just not really themselves. Feels like.
Yeah, but like
it's like that Lions game. It's like, yeah, looking back on it, it's like, oh yeah, they lost by 3 points to a Lions team who looks like they're just far and away the best team in the NFL right now. It's like that was probably the Lions' by far worst game of the season. They still somehow lost that game. The Texans did.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first time since like 1970 that a team had 5 interceptions and were up 14 at halftime and lost.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
50 fucking years.
Yeah, it's a crazy stat, and it just can't happen. But obviously, I'm not going to write them off because, again, like I said, they will make the playoffs because their division sucks. But I don't know if I have any confidence in them to make a run this year like I once did. But Broncos beat the Raiders 29-19. Another win for them.
Bo Nix is slinging, man. He's playing ball.
Yeah, it's good. I feel like he still doesn't really get talked about at all in terms of like the rookie of the year race. But it's like probably make a serious argument that he's on Jane Daniels' heels here.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Daniels obviously had the little bit of
I wouldn't be shocked if it's like neck and neck. I'm going to check right now while you keep talking.
Is. Yeah. No, I think it's fair if it is. I mean, they have the same record. Their stallions have to be similar now.
Obviously, Jane Daniels rushing touchdowns is. But
well, I was
when he got banged up,
Bo Nix has ran the ball really well this year too.
Yeah.
I don't know what his rushing test. I'm trying to look here. Yeah, Bo Nix has 300 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns on the year. It's pretty solid. He also has a receiving touchdown. How many receiving touchdowns Jaden Daniels have?
I don't know.
Probably 0. No, not one. Like
I can't find lines on FanDuel, so give me a second while I go to DraftKings. I hate FanDuel sometimes.
Seahawks beat the Cardinals 16-6. Bad read by me, I guess. Thought the Cardinals were going to win that game. That pick 6 was basically the decider in it.
Yep.
610 yards. Cardinals at least get a field goal out of that, which puts that game at 9-9 rather than 16-6. So, yeah, tough loss for them. But the NFC West is just a clusterfuck right now.
Yeah, it's neck and neck.
It's 6-5, 6-5, 5-6, 5-6. So
Jane Daniels is -135. Bo Nix is +110.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It's probably about what I would.
I guess who's in third? Actually, not really that surprising. He's +2,500.
Caleb Williams?
No, not a quarterback.
It's just Brian Thomas Jr.
Fourth.
Neighbors?
No. You're missing like a huge rookie. Arguably the best in his position already.
In the league?
Yeah.
On offense?
Yes.
What?
He's probably not actually like
fucking
the best, but fantasy wise, I think he is the best technically.
Fantasy wise.
After this week, he won't be, but not have a great week.
God, why am I completely?
Yeah, you're blanking.
Is it a running back?
No.
It's a wide receiver?
No. That gives it away.
Oh, Brock Bowers.
Yeah. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
That was bad. That was really bad of you.
Yeah. Well, I just was not thinking tight end at all. But I'm actually surprised he's that far back. Because you could make
you can make the argument
he's probably been the best tight end in the league this year. Yeah.
Nice. Right. It's a 2-man race right now.
Anyway, speaking of the NFC West, mentioned that clusterfuck because the Rams also dropped one to the Eagles, 37-20. Saquon with the performance of the year, 26 carries for 255 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had 4 catches for 47 yards. So over
300 yards all purpose.
Yeah. And yeah, just an absolute freak performance by him. He is now, I believe, on pace to break the rushing record on the year, which obviously, we have an extra game now, but still, he's on pace to break that. And the Eagles look really good. So
they really do. Fuck Saquon for that. Played him in every single fantasy league this year.
Yeah, every single league.
Yep.
That's
lost in all of them. Brutal.
That's tough.
Just brutal. But now Philly, like obviously they started like 6-1. We were talking about how the only talk about him is just how negative it is.
Yeah, they felt horrible for how good they're ready.
Like a dumbass needs to go. And now like the total 180. Because now all I'm seeing is like, is Detroit the best team? It's like really like it's that fast of a switch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I still think Detroit's the better team in the NFC. Which speaking of, let's talk about Detroit and Packers still. So remember that one that time. Lions won 24-6 over the Colts. We're actually trailing after the first quarter. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, they didn't score in the first, which is
very
shocking.
weird. Yeah, 3-0, but yeah, of course,
they locked
Lions locked back in, got her going.
I understand it now.
What do they call them? Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah,
they had a good game. Jameer had 90 on the ground, 2 touchdowns. Montgomery had 37 on the ground, a touchdown, and then they both got some work in the passing game as well. Which is weird. Montgomery actually had more yards through the passing game. I think that's gotta be
very weird. Also, Montgomery and Gibbs more than doubled Monty's touches, but also, what are you giggling at?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Okay.
It wasn't you.
Okay, well, and then Monty got hurt though, so
Yeah.
kind of an outlier. But
I mean, you beat the Colts though, so
yeah,
good.
Richardson 11 for 28. What's his?
Dog.
What do you think his season? We did this like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
His complete. He's at 46% completion percentage. So,
That's hilarious.
climbing slowly back up to 50. 'Cause I think when we last checked, it was like 44.
Yeah. Well, he had a really good game last week, right? Yeah. And the Packers just fucked the 49ers 38-10. But obviously, yes, taken with a grain of salt. Purdy didn't play, Bosa didn't play, and Trent Williams didn't play. So they're missing like their 3 best players. But you know what? Took care of business. Josh Jacobs and Xavier McKinney continue to show that they are 2 of the best Packers free agency signings in the recent memory. Quay Walker looked like he remembered how to play football this week, so that was fun to see. He was actually like trying to like tackle guys and stuff like that. It was cool. But yeah, good game for the Packers. Listen, it's not like the 49ers are missing massive pieces, but especially on the offensive side of things for the Packers, like yes, Bosa was out, but like the rest of that defense was still out there and playing, which has like the last few years been one of the best defenses in the league, and they tore them apart. So it's good to see.
Yeah, Quay Walker, forever Detroit Lion favorite. He just every single year feels like he makes just a stupid ass decision in that Lions game. Remember the one year?
No worries, it's every game.
The one year he shoved a.
There's the
Yes, he shoved an athletic trainer.
Yeah.
He was trying to help a hurt lion.
Yeah.
A week after Damar Hamlin died on a football field.
Yeah. Bad luck.
The stupidest thing you could possibly do.
And then as far as Monday Night Football goes, the Chargers actually just scored. So Harbaugh Bowl is now 30-22. Pending an extra point for the Chargers, could be 23. 46 seconds though, so they're going to go with the onside kick. We'll see what happens. Though we've already seen one be recovered this week. So let's look, I guess, ahead at next week really quick. Try and make this fast-ish. So let's start with Thanksgiving games right away. I know both our teams play Thanksgiving, but since it's right away, we might as well hit them right away.
Hit the time.
First of all, actually, let's hit just the awful game first. Giants-Cowboys.
Okay.
My God, what an awful poll for the NFL for the Thanksgiving game. Cooper Rush versus Tommy DeVito in a primetime slot on Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Here's my biggest fucking pet peeve with this too. It's like, look at last year too. Like, I don't care if you think the Cowboys are fully healthy. Cowboys fully healthy smashed the Giants. Like, why did we have the Giants scheduled for this week?
It's definitely just like the rivalry. Like they do both feel just like, I mean, they are just old teams. Feel like kind of like, I don't know, whatever you want to call American teams, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, I get it from that perspective, but I mean, yeah, we knew the Giants were going to be bad.
Yeah.
Day one. So
Snooze Fest, DeVito versus Rush. I'm just the ultimate, like, depending on like when your family eats dinner. Like if you eat like before,
eat during this game.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I eat early. I eat like 2:33.
That's usually about actually when you eat.
So that'll be like my post, just 2,000 calorie nap.
Yep. It's a good call. Yeah. All right, let's do the other 2 games. I don't do you care which one to do first?
We'll hit mine for our earliest game.
Okay, Bears Lions. Obviously in Detroit. I mean, Lions favored by 11. I don't really see a scenario where they lose this game with the Bears. Yeah, the Bears will probably find like a way to make it interesting and just lose in a really funny way.
Now, the thing with the Bears is like they've actually like kind of had Detroit's number these last few years. But I don't think I think that was actually like mainly a Justin Fields thing. You look at Detroit's record against running backs who could run over these past few years. Like last year, a really good Detroit team got hammered by Baltimore. It's because Lamar Jackson's the greatest running quarterback since Michael Vick. Not having that aspect anymore, like I think this could be like actually like a Detroit does slaughter Chicago. I don't know, but it will make an interesting Thanksgiving for me. So
yeah, and then Packers Dolphins at night for Thanksgiving. Very weird for the Packers to have a home game Thanksgiving. Obviously, they played at the Lions a couple times, but definitely new here. I don't know when the last time this has happened, if it has happened before, for them having the home Thanksgiving game.
That game's supposed to be fucking freezing too, right?
Not bad. I mean, 27, which is cold, but like not
against
brutal.
Miami.
Not yeah, I know, but
Green Bay.
That's what I was gonna get. Yeah, that's what I was gonna get to. Green Bay's figured by 3. I think they win by that and more, which is why like Dolphins like tough. Like you have like 1 loss remaining. Probably gonna have to take it here, I think, and then try and win from that point on. But I don't know. I think the Packers are in a good spot. I think it's very like comforting that they've been able to win games and like win a lot of them, or not a lot of them, but like win a good other games like in convincing-ish fashion, even though Love hasn't been great for most of the year. So it's like it still feels like he's getting better and like healthier each and every week. So if you can get back to where he was last year, I'm very confident the Packers give the Lions the best shot in the NFC.
Yeah.
So
I'll say one last thing about that Lions game too is like they haven't won in 7 straight Thanksgivings. Obviously, they weren't good for 4 of them. Played Green Bay last year. Green Bay obviously was a very good team. Played Buffalo the year before. If we lose to Chicago to make it 8 straight, I might kill I'm not going to actually kill myself, right? I'm not going to, but like, God, would that be a fucking bummer?
No, just kidding. Yeah, no, that would be a bummer.
It's like last year was, again, a good Green Bay team.
Yeah.
The year before, Detroit still wasn't actually good. Played Buffalo down to the wire. Awesome. You're 11-point favorites. Don't fucking lose this and ruin another Thanksgiving. Because right now, Thanksgiving might be my least favorite holiday.
Yeah.
For the sole reason of my football team loses every fucking year on it. So just make me happy one time.
Fair enough. Monday Night Football update. The Chargers did not get the onside kick, and they lost. So, anyways, Black Friday. First time the NFL is going to have a game on Black Friday. Raiders, Chiefs. Chiefs by 13.5. I think the Chiefs win, probably by a good amount.
I think Raiders cover.
Think they cover?
We saw this
is a lot.
But... saw this on Christmas and like standalone game of Raiders Chiefs last year.
Yeah,
Raiders won. I'm just gonna ride it.
Okay, fair enough. Chargers Falcons. Chargers favored by 1.5 on the road. I like that, especially coming off this loss. I think Harbaugh's the kind of coach that kind of feeds off that. So I like the Chargers to win on the road.
Yeah.
Steelers Bengals. Bengals favored by 3 somehow, which is like. I say somehow I get that the Bengals played everybody close and stuff like that, but it's like they don't win games.
No,
the Steelers do.
And that defense is fucking bad. Like,
yeah, the Steelers is so fucking good.
Yeah, so like it's like I know the Steelers can put up points. I don't know if the Bengals can.
I think the Steelers win the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Burrow though is wasting like an all-time quarterback season. He has 3,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 4 picks. His team's 4-7.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Kind of like some Stafford years back on the Lions.
Oh, all of them.
Yeah, he turned it over a decent amount though.
A lot.
Yeah.
Like 2018.
Burrow's also just not
2018. He threw for like 5-something thousand yards and like 5 and whatever.
Yeah.
5 and 12, I think.
Cardinals Vikings. Vikings favored by 3.5. This might bite me in the ass because I just said it last week, but it's like I like the Cardinals to come in here and really compete, maybe even win.
I do too. Again, yeah, Cardinals really slumped it out, but again, Minnesota not good. I'm gonna die on that hill. Give me Arizona.
Colts Patriots. Colts are going to be favored by 3. I actually like the Patriots to win.
I'm gonna pass on this one.
Yeah, I was going to pass, but I do like the Patriots to win.
I do too.
2 bad teams. I'm taking the better quarterback.
100%.
Yeah. Seahawks Jets. Another one that I don't really have a lot of interest in. I assume the Seahawks win. They're favored by 2.5 on the road.
Yeah, you got to imagine that the Jets are just fully done, right? Like Aaron Rodgers, like coming out saying that he's going to play next year, but just like not for the Jets. It's like, hey, douchebag, you're still mid-season.
Yeah.
Like, how does that do anything but like just hurt your already bad team?
I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. You really expect anything else from him?
Yeah. So give me Seattle and give me the Jets to maybe not win another game.
Okay. It'd be even funnier if they just go on a run, somehow win out, make the playoffs. They like lose, like maybe they win a game and they lose like close fashion. Then Rodgers like, yeah, no, I'm still out. Just like, no thanks. Titans Commanders. Commanders been favored by 5.5 at home. Again, it's a young team. You didn't really have a whole lot of expectations, but kind of feels like a must-win for them in terms of like trying to keep the playoff hopes alive.
Yeah,
we just talked about the schedule. Like it's obviously not too hard, but this feels like one that we should be able to chalk up as a win. So you just go out there and take care of business. Yeah. Texans Jaguars. Texans favored by 5. Feels like that should be like a good play, but again, I just don't
know. Is Lawrence playing?
Plays every week.
Do we know?
I'm not sure.
He's questionable. If he plays, I think like 5 is a good number. This game could get like pretty close. If it's Mac Jones again, I think Houston has a big bounce back spot.
Yeah, Mac Jones does suck, but excuse me. Rams Saints. Rams by 3, which I think is fair. I think maybe even more for the Rams. I think coming off a loss, again looking for a bounce back spot. Good coach, good veteran quarterback. Usually that translates to a team bouncing back.
Yeah.
And also the Saints are just weird. So Bucks Panthers. Bucks by 6. again, I think I like the Bucks when they're Baker's got at least like one playmaker that's like, aka Mike Evans. Like I think they'll beat teams like this.
They were so frisky when he was just giving Kate Otten 25 targets. So with Mike Evans back, they looked great last week. Again, yeah, I think they'll win big here.
Eagles Ravens. For some reason, this doesn't even have a line.
2.5. Baltimore.
Okay. On where are you on
CBS Sports?
Yeah, the ESPN they just for some reason don't give a line, which I don't know why. But obviously it's not like some college game where it's like too big to have a line. It might be a pick'em, who knows? But Eagles Ravens in Baltimore, yeah, hell of a game on the docket. Get to listen to Romo, Nance, get after it. But yeah, it should be a really good game. Who do you have winning?
Give me Philly. Baltimore still scares me defensively for like what a Baltimore team should be. Should be a lot better defensively. They aren't. And Philly, outside of Detroit, probably is what the best offense in the league.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably lean Philly too. It being in Baltimore makes me maybe think that the Ravens could figure this out and win it. But I mean, if it was like neutral site, I think it would 100% go Philly, like no question. But I think I'll still take them like razor thin. Niners Bills Sunday Night Football. Hopefully Purdy's back, so this game's actually good. Bills 6.5. I don't care who plays quarterback for the Niners. I think the Bills still win.
I do too, and also I this might just be the dagger in the Niners
I think the Niners are done if they lose this game.
Yeah, so just then it's like, where do you go from here?
Yeah, they put them in a weird spot, especially if Purdy doesn't play very well. Like finish out the year, like what do you do with him?
Yeah,
so it was just a weird like.
They'll probably fucking extend him.
Like how much money do you give him?
I don't know.
Yeah, weird. And then we got a potential I feel like this Monday night's going to either be just fun as hell or it's going to be just the worst game of all time.
Yeah.
Browns Broncos in Denver. Broncos by 5.5. Obviously, the Broncos have been pretty solid, fairly consistently recently. The Browns, though, have proven with Jameis that they can come out and they could be the best offense in the NFL or they could be the worst team you've ever seen on a week-to-week basis. So that's at least fun, though. Like at least we know it. Like when it was Deshaun, it was just like, all right, like how bad is the rapist going to be at football this week? Now it's like hell yeah, what's James going to do in his post-game interview this week? So yeah, add a little bit of fun for the Browns now. Makes things interesting. But let's see that everything right.
Yep,
we already hit our teams. So all right, that does for the NFL Week 13 preview. And that means that next thing we got before we close out is Rock Hard Takes.
Bone up, folks. It's time for Rock Hard Takes.
All right, so didn't have the graphic time for today. Kind of got this one last minute, but today's topic is going to be most underrated things about winter holidays.
Yep.
Which we probably have to do a lot of just like other person has to prove it or not. I don't know what we consider underrated.
Okay.
That's my only hold up with underrated. Part of it is like I don't really know what we consider to be underrated.
Yeah, like I was thinking of it because I was talking to my roommate about like something that I thought was like really underrated about Thanksgiving week. So obviously I'm gonna save it for my pick, but like I don't know, it's very lenient. We just came off with this like 10 minutes before the show. So it could be fucking food, it could be what you do, what you watch. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. I think you might have one.
Okay, so like here I don't have a single 1-1 pick, but I'm just gonna use what I was already thinking. I'm gonna go with college basketball during Thanksgiving. All the fun ass tournaments, the Maui Battle for Atlantis, I think is like an incredibly underrated thing about Thanksgiving. Everybody thinks football, and then it's like, holy shit, it's Tuesday at noon, and we have a really good college basketball game on.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think it's really underrated aspect of Thanksgiving. Like UConn played at 1 today, and it was an unbelievable game.
Okay, I'll go with NFL football games. No, again, I'm just kind of like stumped because I don't know what we're gonna really consider as underrated about it.
I'll let you just talk anything. We're just gonna put this about the best. Fuck underrated. Let's just say the best aspects of.
Well, then you're already fucked because you didn't get to pick football.
Yeah, no, maybe don't pick.
I'll try. No, I'll try and like maybe pick something that's somewhat underrated. I'll go. Actually, I don't know. Actually, no, I'm gonna say that. I'm just fucking stuck. I don't know what to pick. It's so weird being underrated. Is Blackout Wednesday considered underrated? I don't know. That's fun.
No, sure.
Okay.
Like, I'm thinking of like not underrated is like if you tell me like fucking like just Thanksgiving dinner is like a whole, or like, ooh, football on Thursday. Like, no, like just like literally anything but.
Okay. We'll go
Blackout Wednesday.
Blackout Wednesday. And then again, you'll have to make the call on if this is underrated or not. But like, I know some people do it, not everybody does. But like, family football games, like.
Okay. I never did it.
Yeah,
they were too scared of containing me.
All right. Things that never happened for 1,000, please.
All right, so now I got 2. Fuck. Shit.
Okay, I'm not gonna put timer because I took forever. So
yeah, you did. No, that's a terrible pick.
Actually, I do kind of keep forgetting. We did say winter.
Yeah, so
it's not like strictly Thanksgiving. I did completely forget about
that. You could call bullshit on this, but like a true. Obviously, you're from North Dakota, so it might be slightly different. But like a true like snowfall on Christmas morning. I haven't seen one in like 10 years, but
I mean, yeah, I guess
underrated. Like nobody really like talks about it, but like you do get like a real nice snow on Christmas morning. Like everything's covered in snow. It's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like people kind of root for that like every Christmas. So I don't know if it's
there might be like a million songs on it, but you don't have to be a dick about it to me.
I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just like I'm trying to keep this somewhat like.
Okay, I'm gonna go with like when Santa Claus comes.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna. Yeah, no shit. Well, now because now he got into his head. Now I'm in my head.
We're probably just overthinking. I see we just throw shit out and the other person.
All right, I'm just gonna say like shitty football games on Friday at noon of Thanksgiving.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. AKA just Nebraska, Iowa every year.
No, yes,
yeah. No, I think that's fair. That's
okay.
That's not bad. I mean, look, the Thanksgiving parade. No, it's actually
like overrated. If we're doing overrated,
super overrated. Yeah. Wait, did you have? No, you're supposed to have one more pick. I think.
No, I picked 2, right? Oh, fuck.
No, yeah, because I vetoed your first one.
Oh yeah,
first no Christmas.
This is going downhill.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't know.
Any more cooked up top?
Kind of like I don't know.
Like I'm trying to think now because like I do have some that I thought could be like deemed underrated. You shot them down immediately.
I shot you down once.
You kind of did.
Snowfall was the only time I said no.
Okay. I'll just go with like. So I said shitty football games on Friday. I'm gonna go shitty football game all day long full season. Like that December 7th on a Tuesday. Why is there a bowl game on? I don't know. I'm gonna watch it though.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I know it's like the biggest part of their specific league, but I feel like it's still just not nearly as talked about. Like it's compared to like NFL football, but like NBA Christmas Day basketball games. I don't know. Is that
fuck no? Okay. That's like their day.
I figured, but like still, I don't know. What about NFL Christmas Day football games? Because that's not a thing. I don't know.
No, because it has become since.
Okay.
Like the NFL's clearly trying to overtake it.
NFL football game on Netflix this specific Christmas.
Sure, take it.
I'm just kidding. That's too far. All right, I'll go the food route here. I'll go like one specific dish that I'm a huge fan of.
You say mac and cheese, I'm gonna fucking hate you.
No, it's not not mac and cheese. We don't usually necessarily. Well, we have maybe once or twice eat it specifically like on like Christmas, Thanksgiving, but it seems like my mom makes a lot of times around the holidays for kind of like a filler meal, like on the other days when family's back, but like not the actual meal. Ham and scalloped potatoes. I don't know if you ever had it. Cheesy scalloped potatoes. Bomb. One of my favorite meals that I always kind of forget about until I go home. Which is kind of just like a nostalgia thing, I guess, maybe. But yeah.
I don't know if this would be.
Actually, I still have another pick because you reacted to me.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, disaster central. Other one. Ooh, I got getting drunk before midnight mass with like.
Yeah, I don't go to church.
Yeah. Sure. So so this is more of a personal one, but like my mom was a fan of like going to like the midnight mass and like Christmas Eve. And so my brothers and I have just started like getting drunk before it now, and it makes it way better to sit through like that like 2-hour like mass.
So you are a horrible human being, is what I'm catching.
No, it's not. No, that's not that messed up. Like we're not like bad drunk, like but like good, like solid buzz. So it's like I don't like I'm not like disappointed like have to sit here for 2 hours.
Okay.
I don't like, hate going to church, but like the Christmas mass is long. It's very long. Yeah, Jesus drank wine.
Yeah, he did. He's a liar, but
All right. That was
you can call if this is underrated or not. But like, I was just gonna say, like, my family doesn't do turkey because it's bad and it tastes like shit.
Yeah.
So like, we just do like a nice beef tenderloin. It's an underrated part of my Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we do. We'll still do turkey on
we
Thanksgiving.
do a ham, but like our
Yeah,
main dish is
we do turkey
tenderloin.
and ham usually on Thanksgiving, and then Christmas we usually do prime rib.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I get where you're coming from there. Yeah, I'll give you that.
So I'll say like the underrated part is like when you don't have to eat dry turkey.
Yeah.
Okay. And then last one, kind of on cue, like growing up, obviously, you certainly didn't do it, but now it's like whenever we open gifts at like 9 a.m, mimosas.
Yeah.
Kickstart your Christmas morning. It's a pretty underrated part.
Okay. Fair. So I have one left
have one
to end it
left.
off. I'll probably just do like getting gifts, right? No.
I already took that with Santa, dick.
I don't. Okay, so this is definitely not underrated, but can I take one that's maybe just overhated?
Already vetoing it. No, you're
No.
good.
So it's not under. It's definitely not underrated, but it's maybe overhated. Can I go like Christmas music, maybe like early on in the season that other people like? It's maybe a hot take by me, but I'm a fan of Christmas music. I like it.
I will let you have it, even though I'm like polar opposite. People who hate on Christmas music are just like, I don't know I don't know what the beef is. Like,
That's what my point is. It's
yeah.
like,
So I'm with you though.
yeah,
It's
like I think people have hated on it so much now to the point where like it's underrated because people are like almost embarrassing to admit that they like listening to it.
Like this
Like,
whole
I
week,
still enjoy listening.
Whole week when I've been playing video games, there's been Christmas music in my ears. It's been awesome.
Yeah, so there's something about it getting cold. It just makes you want to listen to it.
It's great music.
Especially like getting into a cold car. I feel like I've been bumping it.
Or like a nice like Friday. It's like maybe you got like a nice whiskey, Coke. You're in like the nice warm indoors, and like there's a little.
Actually, we just turned our heat on our house today, so it has not been warm.
Like all of you guys, but like I'm talking like maybe like a weekend, maybe like when we come back from Thanksgiving because you only have like 2.
Mm-hmm.
A little Friday, drinking some whiskey, Coke, and it's like you're all hanging out, but there's also like a subtle Christmas music in the background. It's nice.
Yeah, no, especially after Thanksgiving, it is 100% acceptable. Yeah. I can understand where you come from with the crowd. That's like before Thanksgiving is maybe a little much. Okay, to a point, but people who complain when it's like if I'm playing Christmas music on like November 29th, it's like shut up.
No,
like,
if it's November 5th and it's like 20,
that might actually be like the day after Thanksgiving. But
if it's like November,
typically
November 10th and it's freezing outside, I'm gonna listen to Christmas music.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
You're gonna like it.
Yeah. All right, I'm glad we agreed that was a solid pick. All right. That's it for Rocker Takes. Again, no Clyde today, so no Kelly's Kiki ranking, so we don't get to listen to that bullshit. That being said, that's gonna do it for today's Record Ball. So thank you guys all for tuning in. What's the hand up for over there? I don't know. But
that's it.
Yeah, that's it. No episode Thursday, and then we'll be back probably next Monday. I don't know.
I'll be back. I don't know if you're gonna
be able to do it next Monday. Yeah, I'll be back too. So I assume we'll be back in exactly 1 week. If not, for some reason, then I would have to imagine next Thursday at the absolute latest. But check in next Monday. We should be here. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.